And that allows you to stay informed on the things that the people that are most important to you care about. It's a way for your name to constantly be at the front, but not in a selling, salesy kind of way where you're just asking for somebody to spend money with you constantly. When you can mix those two together, that's when you build a really successful company. What's up, Believe Nation? It's Evan. My one word is believe, and I believe in you. I believe you have an amazing gift inside you that I want to see explode out onto the world. And so to help you on your journey today, we're going to look at 7 ways that you can be more valuable and ultimately make more money. Enjoy. So the number one rule in business, if you want to make money, is you got to provide value, right? The more value you provide, the more money you're going to make. If you're looking to make more money, you're stuck. You want to pay those bills, you want to upgrade your life, you want to have more financial control of your future, then immediately start thinking, how can I provide more value to the people around me? And today I'm going to share with you 7 different ways to do it. So the first thing we need to do is get to know our customers a little bit better, know them in a little more detail, their pains, their concerns, what they're all about. And so my tip number 1 is to create Google News alerts for the 30 most important customers and people in your life. And so what the alerts allow you to do is anytime there's a new piece of news that comes out around a certain topic, it'll send you a notification. And that allows you to stay informed on the things that the people that are most important to you care about. I do this for the people in my personal life. I also do it for my top 30 business connections that I want to help out. As an example, one of the people that I know has Lyme disease, and she's been battling with it for a long time, and I knew zero about Lyme disease getting into this. But when she told me she had Lyme disease, the very first thing when I got home was I went to Google News Alerts and I typed in Lyme disease and I subscribed to Lyme disease. And so now once a day max, I get an update of all the different Lyme disease news topics that are out there on an ongoing basis. And most of the stuff, is just from my education. Most of the stuff I don't end up sharing, but every now and then you get a fantastic nugget. An example, there was a story of an Australian rugby player who had Lyme disease and it was super debilitating, and he used hyperthermia, I think I got that right, treatment to help him get better. He was told he'd never play rugby again, and now he's playing rugby again, and he tells his story and the battle. And I thought, at worst, this is a uplifting piece that I can share with this contact of mine. I ended up sharing it with her, and she says, "Thank you so much, this is really helpful. I had never heard of hyperthermia treatment. I only learned of hypothermia treatment." And so now she's adding it to her list of things that she's going to be researching. And so if you know 1 or 2 or 3 little things about the people that you want to connect with, things that are interesting to them, 1, always put their name. Always put their name, because anytime somebody comes up in the news, you will know about it, and it's a fantastic way to reach out to say, "Hey, I saw you were mentioned in that USA Today article," or "I saw you featured on a Yahoo story," or whatever it is. And it's just a great way to stay in touch and be top of mind for people. But if you know 1 or 2 or 3 things about them that they really care about, like Lyme disease or a specific habit or a hobby or something else that's really on their mind, and you keep feeding them information of new trending things that are happening in that field, it's a fantastic way to add more value and stay top of mind with the relationship, because you want them thinking about you so they will buy more from you and they will tell their friends about you as well. Way number 2 is follow them on social media. All of your most important clients, I would even try to extend this to all of your clients if possible, depending on how many people you're serving. You want to follow them on all the major social media channels. If they have a YouTube channel, you want to follow them. If they're on Twitter, you're there. LinkedIn, you're there. Instagram, you're there. And you're just at the start paying attention to what they're posting. What you're looking for is just a little more insight into who this person is and what they care about, and opportunities that may allow you to further enhance the relationship. Case in point, maybe my contact posts on Twitter that she has Lyme disease, right? And that teaches me a little bit, and that information can funnel into your Google News alerts to get more information on how to help that person out. It also just teaches you a little bit more about what they care about and their favorite pastimes, hobbies, places to eat. Example, I had a meeting with a potential big client, and I found who the contact person was on Twitter, and kind of stalked her a little bit. I didn't respond to anything she wrote, but she said in one of her tweets that she loves the cookies at Little Nicky's. So I look up what the heck is Little Nicky's, and it turns out it's this little coffee shop right down the street from where she is. And so when I went to go meet her for the first time, it was her and her team, I went to Little Nicky's 5 minutes before going in, and I bought up all of their cookies, 50 different kinds of cookies, and I brought it as a gift. He said, hey, here's this local bake shop. I didn't say I found you on Twitter and stalked you. I just said, hey, here's some cookies that I brought along from Little Nicky's. I love Little Nicky's, right? And so it's a great icebreaker right from the beginning. So the more, information is power. The more information you have on the people who you're doing business with, and the more ways you have to stay top of mind, not with a sales pitch, not, are you ready to buy my book now? Are you ready to buy some merch now, right? It's not a sales pitch. It's a genuine connection with something that they actually care about. And the more you can stay top of mind like that, the more they're going to want to buy from you, the more they're going to want to refer to you. It's sometimes hard to pull out information in a conversation. That's why if you're following them on social media, it's a lot easier to get to know a little bit more about them. Not everybody's going to post on social, but the ones who do, you want to keep on top of what they are posting. Way number 3 is quarterly introductions. From your list of the 30 most important people in your business, I would start looking once a quarter at least at trying to make introductions to other people in your network that might serve them. Case in point example, I have a YouTube friend of mine who's million+ subscribers looking to get a book deal. I introduced him to my publisher. My publisher is looking for certain criteria for people to do deals with, and so it's a win for the publisher and it's a win for my friend, the YouTuber. And everybody's thinking about me in that process. Now, I don't benefit financially immediately from that transaction happening, but both of them are gonna have my name on the tip of their tongue when they look for new opportunities because I continue to provide value to them. And so if there's somebody who I haven't helped in a while, once a quarter is kind of the threshold that I look at. I think about that person. I try to think, okay, who can I introduce this person to that might be valuable for all parties involved? And so for me, it's just like an Excel spreadsheet. Whether you keep it in an Excel spreadsheet or you put it somewhere else, just some kind of way to keep on top of the people who you're helping out. Once a quarter minimum, try to make a connection to somebody else in your network that can provide value to them. Way number 4 is social media amplification. So if you're following them on social and you know what's important to them, what I'm doing now is keeping an eye on what are some of the things that they are trying to actively promote, whether it's their book, a campaign, a cause, some celebration that they want to put out, and just amplifying it. One is just responding to people and saying, hey, congrats on a new book, that's awesome. And 2 is sharing it with your audience. You don't even have to have a massive audience for this to make an impact, because for a lot of these people, they're posting stuff and nobody interacts with them. Zero, right? Like 0 likes, especially the promotional stuff, like, hey guys, check out my new book, or hey, check out this new thing that I just created, like promo stuff, nobody ever interacts with it. So you're gonna be the only one who's interacting. And if you say something like, hey, congrats, it's awesome, looking forward to reading a copy of it, or you retweet it to your audience, or whatever the amplification is, it really makes you stand out because when they post something up, they see 0 engagement and you are the only one doing something about it. I did this a lot with The Honest Company as a quick example. When I was writing my book, Your One Word, The Honest Company is featured in there, and Christopher Gavigan is the co-founder, and he would be posting stuff on Twitter all the time, and I would find a way to try to say, great article, great contribution, retweet something that he was saying. It wasn't super heavy-handed. It wasn't like 4 times a day I'm tweeting him. But whenever he had something that seemed to really matter to him, a powerful opinion, a new promotion, something that you could tell is something that really connected with him, was meaningful to him, I would engage with it. And he would always write back to say, Evan, thank you so much for the amplification and reach. I really, really appreciate it. And so finding the platforms where they are at and then engaging, especially on the things that they care about, and helping spread the message, whether it goes to an audience of 1 million people that you have, or whether you have 10 followers, just the fact that you are willing to share it and engage with it makes you stand out, make sure you're adding more value to the relationship, and they are going to think about you for future opportunities. Way number 5 is build products around problems. So part of the reason why we're listening to our customers on social is to get a sense of what they care about, their opinions, what they're up to, and finding ways to engage. And this is all just trying to stay top of mind. The top of mind comes in handy because they're thinking about you. That's going to lead to business on a regular basis. But what you also want to do, a faster way to drive business results, is listen to the problems that they have. What are they complaining about? What are they upset about? What are they frustrated about? What are they sharing? And again, not everybody's going to share all over social media, but it's surprising how much people actually do share their opinions on social social, and especially about what frustrates them. For a lot of people, they get angry at a company or a certain process, and the first thing they do is they go to social and they make a video or they send a tweet or they do something online. And so if you see problems that you can potentially solve, then that becomes a great opportunity for you. Now, a lot of the things that they complain about may not be related. They may be upset at how warm their Starbucks drink was, right? Like maybe that's not your industry if you're selling a B2B SaaS service. But if there's anything related to what it is that you do, it's an opportunity to create a new product. And if they're talking at all about customer feedback coming in, so now not just social, but people are writing in to say, hey, I love your shoe, but I have this kind of problem, or I love your software, but if it had this feature, it'd be really helpful. You want to decide as much as possible the new features that you are launching, the new products and services that you are coming out with, based off of the feedback from actual customers who are paying you to use it. It always is a combination of what you love, what you think is missing, what you think is needed, your vision, where you're going, that plus what the customer wants, the frustrations, the pain points, the desires, the demands. When you can mix those two together, that's when you build a really successful company. And so the first part is just the intuition, just you, where you think the market's going and paying attention, what you want to create. But the second part is really practical, it's tangible, it's fostering the relationships with your clients, asking their genuine feedback on how to make things better, and then using it to actually make your products and services better. So you always want to build your new products and services around the problems of your customers. All right, the sixth way is to share industry data. This one I really love, and basically what it involves is while you are learning about how your industry works, about the trends that are happening, if you know that there's something you're working on that could be of value, of interest to your clients, then you want to share that. It shows off your thought leadership, it shows off that you're thinking about them and that you care about their business more than just the transaction that you just went through recently. So, example. One of the things that I do when I work with my corporate clients, so I have all these brands who are trying to work with me to help market to entrepreneurship and get their message out. Everything that I'm testing in the entrepreneur community, in the YouTube algorithm and the social media world, whenever I learn something new that I found really works, after lots of testing, then I'll share it with some select people. Brand clients, other YouTubers, close contacts, and say, guys, this is really helping me. This is really exploding my business, whether it's on the YouTube side again, or now as I'm building on my Instagram channel, or just topics that entrepreneurs care about. And every quarter at least, I try to share a new insight of something that I am learning with these closest people in my network, because now they see me as an indispensable asset, because I'm over delivering like crazy, because I'm doing way more than just what I was hired to do as a client or as a partner. And so whenever you are testing something new, you should be playing at the leading edge of your industry. If you're just doing what everybody else is doing, you don't have a chance of being a really successful business, right? You need to be playing at the edge. And that means you're testing, you're tweaking, you're trying new things. And as you discover those things that work, then you want to share it with those select people in your network. You could decide to blast it out and be a thought leader and make a YouTube video about it and go big. But this is really about, I want you to make more money from your clients. I want you to be indispensable. I want you to be able to triple your prices because you're bringing so much insane value to the people who are in your network. And so sharing industry data, sharing best practices that you have come up with, and educating your clients on that to show that you care about the end result for them. You care about their business growing, not just about them spending X amount of dollars with you. Sharing that industry data is really helpful and goes a long way to building that relationship up. And my number 7 way to be more valuable to your clients and ultimately make more money is to celebrate milestones. One of the things that I have loved to do over the past couple of years on my YouTube channel is for my contacts who are passing milestones on YouTube, I'll make a celebration video. And so we did it for Gary Vee, I did it for Charisma on Command, we did it for Antonio Centeno, Real Men Real Style, did it for a bunch of people where we notice that they're about to hit a milestone. Usually around 1 million subscribers is what we do it for. But we've done it around 500,000 and smaller numbers too. And I would reach out to everybody who are super fans of them. So go to their recent videos, see who's commenting a lot. And about a month before we think they're gonna hit the target, we start reaching out to them and say, hey, I'm making a surprise video for Gary Vee about hitting 1 million subscribers. I would love it if you can make a quick video, like 10 to 15 seconds of how Gary's impacted your life, and send it to me. And so we would, over that next month, collect all of these short 10 to 15 second testimonials of thoughts and praise from different people. and then collect it and put it together into one video that then I would share. Once they passed 1 million, I'd have my own message, say, hey Gary, love your content, congrats, great work. And I contacted some of your super fans and they'll have a message for you. And then just like bam, 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 sending out all the value from all the fans. And one, it lets all these new people know about you, right? Like it's a side benefit of marketing. You're putting this thing together. Well, who's this guy who's asking me to make this 10 to 15 second video? So now you have more people on your radar. But two, more importantly, when you're giving that video to that person, it really makes it stand out. Everybody that I've made this kind of video for has said, this is above and beyond. I'm so appreciative. Thank you so much. It means a lot to me. It's a way for your name to constantly be at the front, but not in a selling, salesy kind of way where you're just asking for somebody to spend money with you constantly. And so it's looking for those opportunities. Now you can do it around hitting the subscriber count on any of the social media platforms. It could be around them receiving some kind of award. It could be because you followed them on Twitter or on Google News Alerts and you recognize that they won some kind of prize or that they hit some kind of milestone or they're promoting something new. All of those things, just looking for ways to celebrate. Look for ways to celebrate milestones that they are going after that are meaningful to them and their business and saying, hey, congrats. I believe in you. I really appreciate the work that you're doing. And bonus if you can bring some of their super fans along for the ride as well. So those are my thoughts on the 7 ways to bring more value to your clients and ultimately make more money. I would love to know which one resonated the most with you. What are you going to apply immediately? Which strategy are you going to launch right now for your contacts and your business? Leave it down in the comments below. Did I miss an 8, 9, 10 that you want to add to the list? Put it down below. Looking forward to hearing your thoughts. Thank you guys so much for watching. I believe in you. I hope you continue to believe in yourself and whatever your one word is. Much love. I'll see you soon.
Raise your standard.
Apple at the core, its core value is that we believe that people with passion can change the world for the better.
Not one drop of my self-worth depends on your acceptance of me.
I don't ever give up. I'd have to be dead or completely incapacitated.
Hey Believe Nation, if you want to see my all-time favorite top 10 rules of success, I have a very special secret video for you. These are the individual clips that I have personally learned the most from and applied to my life and my business. Check the link in the description for details.